Hello everyone, and welcome back to Skyrim, but I'm stranded in the frozen wilderness. Last time we were able to get some basic gear, as well as find and clear a location that we could stay at in order to sleep and to protect us from the cold. Our main goal for this episode is going to be to improve our gear and continue to grow stronger. After I returned home, I went down to the crafting area where I dropped the carcass of the wolf and skinned it in order to turn its pelt into something usable. After that, I cozied up by the fire for a good night's rest. I woke up feeling refreshed and got ready to head out to collect some more resources during the day. Not long after leaving that morning, I noticed a nearby tower and decided to go investigate it. It turns out the tower was filled with bandits, which I decided to clear out as bandits don't make for very good neighbors. After clearing out the bandits, I moved into the tower to get whatever loot I could find. Now that the bandits were dealt with, I decided to go hunting as I needed pelts to continue to upgrade my gear. Eventually, I found a deer, which I was able to take out stealthily from a distance. Since it was daytime and I have warmer gear now, I was able to skin the carcass of the deer without dragging it inside first. I finished processing the deer and continued onwards. I found myself back by the Frostflow lighthouse. Since I had some better gear now, I decided to investigate what exactly had been going on in the basement. I was able to pick the lock without too much trouble. Unfortunately, I didn't watch where I was stepping and almost immediately stepped on a bear trap, which nearly killed me. I used what health potions I had to heal up and then headed back down. At the bottom, I found two giant poisonous insects that were hurling balls of venom at me. These were undoubtedly the toughest enemies I had faced thus far. One of them hit me with their poison, and I was forced to retreat back upstairs and shut the door behind me. I was out of potions already, so I tried to eat some food in order to get some health back. I tried to go back down to fight them again, but was almost immediately hit with poison that brought me to the very brink of death. Out of all healing items, I decided to open up the door on the other side to see if there was anything that could help me. The stairs led up to a ladder which led up to the roof, which I decided to go to in order to cook some food so that I could get at least some health back. Now that I had gotten at least some of my health back, I decided to head back down to the basement to finish what I started. Thankfully, bugs went back to their business as if I had never gone down there, and I was able to get sneak attack kills on both of them. Fortunately, the battle was not in vain, as I was able to find a good amount of food and some other helpful items down in this basement area. After looting the basement, I left, as I knew I was in no shape to continue on deeper into whatever caverns lay below the lighthouse. I will come back once I'm better prepared. While I was out, I came across yet another bandit encampment. I decided to attack it in hopes that I would be able to find health potions and food within. After clearing out the bandits on the exterior, I looted their bodies and headed inside. Only one bandit remained in the garrison, the bandit chief. After defeating the old orc, I looted his body, getting the key to the mines and a new dagger. I also looted the rest of the room, which included a few health potions. I used the key to enter the mines. The mine had around 5 bandits in it, but thankfully I was able to deal with most of them before they ever saw me.
Someone there?
I left the mines with all the iron ore I could ever need. After a very dangerous but also very successful day, I finally began to head home. I decided to put some of that new iron to use, making a travel lantern so that I would have a light with me at all times. There was still some light left in the day, so I decided to head back out. While I was out, I came across this burial mound that was infested with skeevers. After dealing with the skeevers, I headed inside and found a locked chest. After lockpicking it, I was able to find a little bit of gold and a health potion. As I continued on, I found a goat, which I was able to kill quickly and then skin its carcass. By the time I finished skinning the goat, it had become much darker, and I could begin to see Skyrim's beautiful northern lights. However, I also saw on the horizon a mammoth which appeared to be attacking a man and his reindeer. After defeating the mammoth, we were also suddenly attacked by 2 saber cats. After both cats had been killed, I dragged all of the carcasses to one area and made a second fire to keep myself extra warm during what would certainly be a long process of skinning and gutting all of these animals. It was getting late, so I decided to set up my tent so I could sleep here for the night. This way, I could easily continue processing the carcasses the next day. After waking up the following morning, I continued working to process all of these carcasses. I eventually set up a tanning rack so I could begin processing these pellets into items that would be useful for me. With all my new leather, I made a vial belt that goes across my chest and a leather pouch for my side. After making all my new gear, I returned to the mammoth carcass to finish processing it. It ended up taking me the entire night to finish processing the mammoth carcass.
Yes, take a look.
After I finished, I traded much of the meat and some other items to this guy in order to buy his reindeer. Exhausted, I got on my reindeer and began the long trek home, grateful that I wasn't doing so on foot. After I finally arrived back home, I headed straight for my bed, as I had been awake for over a day straight. After I woke up, I went over to the crafting area in order to turn some of the remaining materials from the sabercat pelts into a nice warm fur hood. And with this hood, we are covered from head to toe with warm animal furs, ready to face even the harshest Skyrim weathers. This concludes episode 2. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking the video or subscribing to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one.